In this demo, we create a calculation view with a star schema for invoice transactions. We will use the two views we created previously as dimensions in the cube. We begin by right-clicking on the package, New Calculation View. As already mentioned, a good practice for naming is to use the first three letters of the name as the customer or partner namespace. In this case, we are creating a cube for the company OEC so that we can use those letters as the first three. Then we say what type of object it is and what it is for. In this example, we name it OEC CA Invoicing and give it a label which is called OEC Computers AR Invoices Cube. We set the data category to cube and flag the start join field. The default node is aggregation in a calculation view. So as already mentioned, we need to mark the box to create a cube with a start join. When done, we can click Finish. A blank calculation modeling window will appear. In a first step, we drag and drop the projection and add our invoice table. Now we can select the output fields, which is in our example the document number, the document date, the card code, the document total, and the VAT sum. We will add all the fields to the output and connect the projection to the start join. Now we can add the dimension for business partners by drag and drop the recently created view for the business partner into the start join. Now we need to link the card code field in the projection to the dimension for business partners. We create a left outer join and set the cardinality to n to 1. The left outer join is used when the column in the right table is needed for aggregation. Now we can add the second calculation view, which we've already been created for the time dimension by drag and drop into the start join. Now we draw the join from the doc date to the date timestamp. Once again, we create the join type left outer join and the cardinality n to 1. So this represents a star schema. On top of the provided fields, we want to calculate the net sales amount. Therefore, we create a calculated column by right-clicking on Calculated Columns, New Calculated Columns. We give it a name, Net Sales Total, choose the data type decimal, the field length is 32 and scale 2. Basically, it's recommended to create the calculated column with the same field length as we are going to create the fields for the mathematic operations. The column type is set to measure. Then we can navigate to the expression editor, open up our columns where we want to perform the mathematic operations, choose document total minus VAT sum. When done, we can click OK. And we can see that our calculated columns net sales totals has been added to the output. Now we can move on to the semantics. Within here, we have the local attributes, which are basically coming from our projection and invoicing tables, and we have the shared attributes, which are coming from our recently created calculation views for business partner and time dimension. We can set some attributes to hide in order not to show them later on in data preview. We click Save and Validate, Save and Activate, and we can move to the data preview. In the raw data, we can see that already some values are there, so we can move to the analysis and, for example, choose group name, filtered by doc total, and we can directly see the data preview in here. Now we've learned how to create a cube using a calculation view with a star schema.